Do the Cowboys need Julio Jones? Nah. Would I take Julio Jones? Yeah. Yeah, I would. Good people. It's your boy, Mr. Rome. Cowboys fan talk. Right back like I never left. What's good with y'all, man? Happy 4th of July. I hope y'all enjoying yourselves with your family. Hope y'all being safe. Hope y'all have a good weekend. I've had a good weekend. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all ended it with a bang. Good food, good people. You know what I'm saying? That's the vibes. The story that's been circulating in the Cowboys world, you know what I'm saying, is Julio Jones will either sign with the Atlanta Falcons or the Dallas Cowboys. And first thing I tweeted, is this fake news? You know, CBS apparently reported on their Instagram page. Obviously, it could be just for clicks. Y'all know the drill at this point. Insert Cowboys player or person that wants to play for the Cowboys or anything like that. Drive traffic to your website, Instagram, or Twitter page, whatever. It's tried and true. It works. But since it's such a dead time of the year and Cowboys news is kind of few and far between, even though I got some other stuff I want to talk about, you know, when a story kind of jumps out there, you kind of want to discuss it and see what's going on with it. So I let it build a little bit, wanted to see if it grew any legs. It hasn't grown like legs to where it's hit national media or nothing like that. But it did get my mind thinking, do I want Julio Jones? Do we need Julio Jones? Not necessarily. Let me explain. We have a great receiving core in my eyes. I feel like Michael Gallup's going to be incredible when he gets back. He has a bigger role than he's had before. I feel like CeeDee Lamb is going to ascend to that number one receiver that I know he already is. He was coming out of college. Go back and just look at CeeDee Lamb coming out of college and realize that he was not supposed to follow us at 17. He just wasn't supposed to be there. We got lucky. But I know CeeDee Lamb can be a 1. I know Michael Gallup can be a 2. We're starting to talk about the third receiver. And earlier in the year, the second receiver. And I got faith in Jalen Tolbert. We just put the picture up the other day. Check my last video out. Jalen Tolbert, CeeDee Lamb, 2 tight ends out there putting in work with Zeke in Florida with Dak. And I really do feel like Jalen Tolbert's going to have a great year. Maybe by necessity. Because he's going to get force-fed the ball. Because early in the year, we're going to need him. James Washington was nursing a foot injury. And I still don't quite know if he's going to be 100% healthy. I can't wait for training camp because I feel like James Washington is going to emerge to the player I know he can be. Remember, he was the Biletnikoff Award winner in 2018. He's not that far removed from being a great player in the league, or a good player, rather. It's just with Big Ben going down, his play going down, and the carousel that was happening in Pittsburgh, Washington didn't really get the touches he needed, the targets he needed. But flip that back around to Julio Jones. And do I feel like he'd be an asset to this team? I do in this aspect. You can never get mad at experience. Julio Jones is one of the best wide receivers in NFL history. Now, for some odd reason, he never was a touchdown scorer, but that's another discussion for another day. But as far as yards accumulator, big play person, Julio Jones, even in that Super Bowl, he showed up. They didn't win, but he showed up. You know what I'm saying? We know Dan Quinn's familiar with him, but, on the different side of the ball, but still, he was one of his players. Julio Jones would be an asset to this team. If for not anything, to pass knowledge to our young players. So you start to think, if we did add a veteran wide receivers, 3 names out there. We've been linked to T.Y. Hilton. I've had a whole couple people bring up Will Fuller. And now this is the first story I've seen outside of that fake fluky story about him wanting to play for the Cowboys, of Julio Jones considering signing with the Cowboys. Now remember, he was wearing that shirt back in the day, the Cowboys hoodie, and it's still confusing to this day. I don't know if that was photoshopped. I don't know what was going on with that. But Julio Jones would bring a veteran, solid, dependable receiver. And it's just things as a rookie that you have to learn by trial, by fire, that Jalen Tolbert's going to have to go through. Do I feel like this team is in complete rebuild mode? Absolutely not. We just cut the fat. We trimmed the fat. You know what I'm saying? But Julio Jones will be adding, like if we're doing this meal analogy and you're trimming the fat to make the perfect steak meal, Julio Jones is the perfect accent to the meal. You know what I'm saying? He's like a great side. You feel me? Since it's the 4th of July. You know what I'm saying? He like the dope potato salad or something. Like he's just the extra little added element that might take this meal, as in this offense, to the next level. You can't tell me that. And look, I know he hasn't had a really exciting, great year in 2 years. But 2 years is not that crazily removed from what he could be. You're not going to tell me that in an offense where Julio Jones could be the second to third option that he can't eat. We're not bringing him here to be the first option. CeeDee Lamb, number 1 corners. And then either early in the year to be Tolbert or Washington, and later in the year to be Gallup, second corner. You're not going to tell me that at this age that Julio Jones and Jalen Tolbert, a little rotation in the third receiver, wouldn't be able to have great success. Think about it. You can say that's too many weapons. I can say, what about the Rams? Did they feel like it was too many weapons to bring in Odell Beckham? They had Odell Beckham. They had Woods, even though he got hurt. They had Cooper Kupp. They brought in weapons and just said, we'll figure it out. The Browns have had that motto lately, even though they ain't had extreme success. You bring in the weapon. You'll get him at a great price because of the where he's at in his career right now. And absolutely, I know that Dak and him can have a connection. I've seen Dak have connections with all types of receivers, from Dez Bryant to Amari Cooper to Cole Beasley, like all shapes and sizes. So I feel like him and Julio Jones wouldn't have a problem with connecting on the field. I just feel like a lot of people are overthinking this. All 3 of those veteran wide receivers wouldn't be bad for this team because they could teach people like Jalen Tolbert. He can even still teach CeeDee Lamb things. CeeDee Lamb used to be a sponge around Amari Cooper. There's video of it at training camp. So you bring in another person who's even had higher heights than Amari. It's a win-win. Julio Jones wants to re-solidify his name, and there's no better place to re-solidify your name, get your pub out there, than with the Dallas Cowboys. For like, you know what I'm saying? It's not up for debate. So if you want me to answer the question, yes, I would bring in Julio Jones. And it's not, let me be clear, it is not because I don't believe in Jalen Tolbert. I just feel like you can't have too many weapons. I feel like this team is primed and ready to go. And it wouldn't hurt to have a veteran receiver. Now, we end up leaning on Jalen Tolbert, I'll be fine with that because we're not expecting Jalen Tolbert to come in and be the number 1 receiver. We're expecting him to come in and be the second to third receiver. I still got faith in James Washington, but look, James Washington's contract ain't airtight. Think about that. You bring in Julio Jones, maybe we cut James Washington, sign Julio Jones, and then you got a receiving core of Dak Prescott, receiving core of CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Julio Jones, Jalen Tolbert. And it's a whole different discussion. Now, do I want to cut James Washington? No. But I'm saying this is football. You know, since he signed with us, unfortunately, he hasn't gotten on the field, and he's been nursing an injury. And if you got a chance to bring in somebody that's above him for a comparable price, you're going to do that. That's just the way the game go. But look, I wouldn't mind having all of them. But if you ended up cutting Washington to bring in Jones and bring in Tolbert along slowly, who says no? I don't say no. But look, man, I'm about to slide out the crib, go enjoy some time with some friends. You know what I'm saying? I hope that y'all enjoy the rest of y'all 4th. I got some other things I want to talk about with y'all tomorrow, but we'll wait till then. Y'all have a good rest of y'all evening. And let me know, man, you think Julio Jones can bring something to this team? I do. It's your boy, Mr. Rome. I'll holla.